Hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field. As today we get ready for Championship Wednesday. The temperatures are rising and the intensity is getting greater as we will crown a Triple-A American Legion state champion here in Oregon today. We're down to the final three teams. We've got 2 games left on the schedule as today we'll start off with the Medford Mustangs looking to win their 7th straight state championship, taking on the Post 6 Barbers out of the Portland metropolitan area, with the winner moving on to take on the Eugene Challengers, who look to win their first state title since 2012. They wait the winner of this 10 o'clock matchup coming up today at 1 o'clock. We will know who is playing for the state title, and later this afternoon we'll know who represents the state of Oregon in Gillette, Wyoming for the Northwest Regional. We should have a great day of baseball ahead of us here, folks. This tournament has given us that every single day. We've reached day 5 of the tourney, and the fireworks are now starting to hit the crescendo. I'm Joey Kieran. Happy to have you with us here for today's championship semifinal matchup between the Post 6 Barbers and the Medford Mustangs. The Barbers come in. They have won their last 2 games here in the tournament. They're 32-10 overall on the season. The Medford Mustangs coming off of a win in their last game. An epic 12-inning battle against the Roseburg Dr. Stewart's, the host team. And Medford comes in at 43-12. It has been an amazing tournament with really no games getting all that far out of hand. The Barbers did lose against Medford early on in the tournament, 10-0. The Barbers had an 8-1 win. We had a 7-2 victory in there. But other than that, these games have been decided by usually no more than 3 runs. And yesterday, we had a brilliant day at the ballpark. A 12-inning battle between the Roseburg Dr. Stewart's and the Medford Mustangs, with Medford winning with a walk-off single to right field in the bottom of the 12th inning on a Tanner Douglas single that drove in Darren Marsh to win the game and kept the hopes alive for Medford's fans that they could win a 7th consecutive state title. Then in the nightcap yesterday, an afternoon game between the Post 6 Barbers and the Eugene Challengers. Eugene looking to eliminate another member of the field as the Barbers were on the brink of elimination, but they battled strong and held off a rally by the Challengers to win 5-3 and keep their hopes of a state title alive. Now Eugene, they will wait to find out who they'll face after this matchup here today. But every team goes into the final day of the tournament with 1 loss on their record. The winner of this one will look to try and take down Eugene, the last undefeated team who gets the bye here today. It is a fantastic day for baseball. Going to be warm. We will possibly hit triple digits by the afternoon. But as we get things started, it's a real comfortable almost 80 degrees in Roseburg with the sun shining. We'll take a break and come back as we bring you coverage of the Triple-A American Legion Baseball State Tournament here on 541radio.com. It's presented by the Cow Creek Tribe and sponsored by Current Orthodontics and BTB Moving. Your starting lineups coming up when we return on 541radio.com.
Number 10, Jeremiah Robbins.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
To here. I will keep the rules. Keep faith with my teammates. Keep my temper. Keep myself.
Well, we welcome you back here to Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field as we get ready to go for this matchup. It's the Post 6 Barbers and the Medford Mustangs getting ready to square off today here in the first of 2 games to decide a state champion here in Oregon. Waiting to find out.
Let's play ball.
No, they're going to save the national anthem before the championship game coming up this afternoon at 1 o'clock. So we'll go ahead and get things ready to go. They've announced both teams. Medford will be your designated home team in this matchup today. So we will take a look at your starting lineups as they get ready to take the field. We'll start out with the Post 6 Barbers out of the Portland metropolitan area. Many of their players hailing from high schools on the west side of Portland. It'll be Brandon Cabrera leading things off for head coach Joe Duran. Also, you've got Kieran McAlpin, the left fielder, batting second, followed by Stanley Shoppy, the second baseman. Nico Roselle, the third baseman, will bat in the cleanup spot, followed by Sean Murphy at first base. Charlie White, the DH, will bat sixth. Andy Miller, the shortstop, hitting seventh. The catcher, Tyler Bickford, will bat eighth. And Max Lavey, the right fielder, will bat in the ninth position. DH being utilized for starting pitcher Jackson Coons for the Barbers. Switching over to the other sideline, the designated home team in the first base dugout today. The Medford Mustangs will have Cody Borgine on the mound. He will lead off, followed by Darren Marsh, the right fielder. Tanner Douglas, the first baseman, bats third. Eli Westrick, the second baseman, batting cleanup. Aiden Horsley in left field will bat in the 5 spot, followed by Jeremiah Robbins, the catcher. Jace Miller at third base, batting in the 7 hole. The shortstop, Zach Ankeny, will hit 8th, and rounding out the starting 9 will be center fielder Josh Baptiste. No DH utilized for the Mustangs here today. That is a look at your starting lineups as we get ready to go. The Mustangs take the field wearing their navy blue tops with the numbers on the front and the back in red, outlined in white. They've got the red sleeves on the jerseys. White trousers, the navy blue socks with the horizontal red and white stripes, the navy caps with the red bill and the block red M on the front. On the other side, it'll be red tops with white trousers, black socks. They've got the black caps with the red bills for the Barbers as they get ready to step to the plate here to get things started today. Across the chest, it says Barbers in black. The numbers on the front and the back in black, outlined in white. Stepping in to lead things off for the Post 6 Barbers will be Brandon Cabrera. As we get this 10 o'clock game underway, the first pitch is in for strike one, and welcome to Championship Wednesday. We are underway. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in for this broadcast of AAA American Legion Baseball on 541radio.com, presented by the Cow Creek Tribe. The 0-1 pitch slapped down the right field side and into foul territory for strike two here against Brandon Cabrera. Well, an early game here, but a decent collection of fans showing up. A lot of Medford fans and Barber fans staying in town, I imagine. Making their way here to the ballpark for the early one, and then we'll get the afternoon game in at 1 o'clock as Eugene will be waiting. Have not seen signs of Eugene here yet at the stadium, but I imagine they show up here shortly. The 1-2 count for the leadoff man, Cabrera. Fouls it back and stays at a 1-2 count. Voice is getting a little hoarse, but it'll loosen up throughout the rest of the day here, I imagine. Yesterday was a long one, 12-inning ball game for Medford against the host team, Roseburg. The Mustangs knocking out the Dr. Stewarts with the 6-5 win as a ball popped up in the air out towards center field. Charging in hard will be Baptiste, going out the second baseman calling for it. Eli Westrick will make the catch to retire Brandon Cabrera for the first out of today's elimination game between the Barbers and the Mustangs. One down, Kieran McAlpin will bat, the left fielder. Kieran McAlpin in the game against Eugene yesterday went 3 for 3 with a triple and 2 singles. He drove in 2 runs. The lefty stands in against the lefty, Cody Borgine from North Medford High School, and he gets the first pitch for strike one. The 0-1 count here. Ground ball towards short, slow roller. That'll be the shortstop taking it. Ankeny throw to first. Got it there in time. Watching that play. Smart decision there, it looks like, from Jace Miller. I don't know if he would have had a tough play to at least get to the baseball at first. The momentum takes him in the right direction to make the play over to first base on the throw. But that ball just a little out in front of him. He lets it go by and then wisely drops to the ground to give Zach Ankeny a clear throwing lane to first base to get it there. And he makes the play as a ball off the end of the bat, taken in fair territory. Stanley Shoppy will ground out to start out his game. The pitcher, Cody Borgian, making the play on the tag. That ball off the end of the bat. Just a little knuckler down the first base line, and wisely Borgian taking it before it rolled across the chalk line and easily tagging out Shoppy for the final out. Top of the first inning, uneventful for the Barbers. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. A scoreless ball game with the Mustangs coming up to bat in the bottom of the first here on 541radio.com. This is the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament presented by the Cow Creek Tribe.
Of years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
This is Josh Nelson from Off the Wall on The Score. When I'm not in the Score Sports Closet, I own and operate BTV Moving here in Roseburg. We are a labor-only company offering services such as packing, unpacking, loading, unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. We pride ourselves on being an affordable, veteran-owned company. Contact us at 541-315-0122 for all your moving needs. That's BTV Moving, 541-315-0122.
First batter for the Mustangs to lead off the bottom of the first inning.
Welcome you back for the bottom of the first inning.
Borgian.
As we get things going, a scoreless ball game here between the Post 6 Barbers and the Medford Mustangs. Medford coming up to bat for the first time on the day. They will face off against Jackson Coons, a lefty out there. It's double barrel lefties for these two sides. Is a line drive shot for Cody Borgian, the pitcher, left-handed batter as well as a left-handed thrower. He ropes one down the right field side, but just into foul territory, back behind home, or being behind first. A 0-1 count for Borgian as he leads things off against Coons. He'll take low and outside from the lefty to the lefty for ball one. Cody Borgian, Darren Marsh, Tanner Douglas, your three hitters, leading off the inning here for the Mustangs. Bottom of the first, a scoreless ball game, squaring to bunt. Borgian pulls it back as that ball gets away for ball two. On the mound, Jackson Coons. Delivers a line drive shot out to shortstop. Cody Borgian out number one. As he races down to first, running out the play. One away.
Number 27, Darren Marsh.
Darren Marsh will come up to bat, the right fielder. Coons out of his windup. Gets a strike on the inside corner to start off the at-bat here. Jackson Coons from Liberty High School, class of 2021. Foul ball for Marsh. 0-2 count here for the two-hitter. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Couldn't get Marsh to chase that one. Looks like Jackson Coons planning to head to Linfield University to go play for the Wildcats, part of their 2021 recruiting class. The 1-2 pitch, fouled down the first base side, giving chase out there. Sean Murphy unable to get there. It'll stay a 1-2 count here for Darren Marsh, a five-time letter winner in baseball and cross country at Liberty High School. First-team All-Pacific Conference selection. Finished third in strikeouts in the Pacific Conference during the 2021 season. Also a National Honor Society member. Jackson Coons seems like a smart guy out there. He fires in the 1-2, and he gets strike 3. Darren Marsh will go down looking. First strikeout of the game for Jackson Coons. 2 away for the Mustangs. Tanner Douglas will bat. He had the game-winning hit in that 12-inning marathon yesterday against the Docks that sent Medford to this elimination game against the Barbers. He takes strike 1 on the outside corner. The 0-1 pitch missing inside. A 1-1 count here for Coons. Looking around the diamond, it's Tyler Bickford behind the plate catching today. Sean Murphy was back there yesterday. He's out at first today. Stanley Shoppy at second. Andy Miller at short. And Nico Roselle at third. It's the 1-1 pitch to Douglas is low for a 2-1 count. In the outfield for the Barbers, Kieran McAlpin, Brandon Cabrera, and Max Lavey. From left to right out there. 2-1 pitch coming up here for the lefty Coons, trying to wrap up this bottom of the first. Gets a ground ball back to the mound over Coons, but Miller, the shortstop, backing it up, rifles it over to Murphy at first for the final out. And it's an uneventful bottom of the first inning, much like the top of the first inning. And these two teams battle to a scoreless draw after 1. We will head to the top of the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base for the Mustangs. Barbers coming up the bat here on 541radio.com. It's the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament presented by the Cow Creek Tribe.
At Current Orthodontics, we stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create. A beautiful smile can really make a huge impact in someone's life. Our main goal is we also want you to be able to walk down the street and have your neighbors say, hey, where did you get that great smile? And for you to be able to say, at Current Orthodontics.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Nico Roselle leads things off for the Post 6 Barbers here in the top of the second inning, a scoreless ball game. Cody Borgine out there on the mound, rifles outside for ball 1. Another lefty versus lefty matchup in the lineup card today. Pitch in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes for Roselle as he tries to lead things off for the Barbers here in the second. Neither team without a hit so far against the lefties on the mound. I told you about Jackson Coons in the bottom of the first inning, the lefty starter for the Barbers. There's a 2-0 pitch. Roselle belts high in the air out towards center field. Drifting back, Josh Baptiste seems to be very confident as he just slowly jogs underneath that ball and makes the catch for the first out. 1 away.
Number 22, Sean Murphy.
Brings up Sean Murphy, the first baseman, with 1 out and nobody on. Another lefty up there at the plate. Cody Borgine, the left-handed pitcher for the Mustangs. He was named the Southern Oregon Conference Player of the Year this year there at North Medford High School. His first pitch hits the outside corner for strike 1. Senior there for the Black Tornado. Southern Oregon Conference, familiar with that. We covered quite a bit of it during the spring as they pitch outside, 1-1 count. Kind of a made-up league for 2021. Playing more regional schedule. You have your normal Southwest Conference teams minus the Eugene area teams. As Borgine delivers in, a ball flied out towards left field. It's going foul and out of the reach of Aiden Horsley down there for strike 2. So, since they eliminated the Eugene teams with their regional scheduling for the 6A clubs here in Southern Oregon, like North Medford, South Medford, Grants Pass, and Roseburg, they added in Central Point, Crater, as well as Eagle Point and Ashland. So that's Southern Oregon Conference, kind of like the old Southern Oregon Conference. Cody Borgine, the top player this year. The 1-2 pitch misses low and outside. So we got a couple of Strong arms on the mound for both of these clubs. Two-two pitch. Line drive shot. Gets over the top of Zach Ankeny at short. And it finds the alley in left center. Aiden Horsley going to have to chase this all the way to the wall. Into second goes Murphy. He's headed around. He's into third with a triple. Yesterday was a day for a lot of extra base hits. I was curious if today would be as well. Not a lot of wind to knock down the baseball, and it is a warm start to the day. The ball's going to carry. That ball, though, just a sharp line drive by Sean Murphy, high enough to get over Ankeny at short, and then once it hit the ground on this artificial turf, it got moving. And Aiden Horsley could not cut it off in time. It rolls to the alley in left center all the way to the wall, and Murphy has a triple for the first hit of the ball game. First pitch now to Charlie White, swing and a miss. No, he got a piece of it for strike one. Saw that ball trickle by. I thought maybe Murphy at third might take home, but they say dead ball. Swing and a miss for strike two here for Charlie White, the DH. White yesterday did have a solo homer over the left field fence. I want to say we've seen about 3, maybe 4 home runs here in this tournament. A 0-2 pitch from Boragine is low for a 1-2 count. Now, we've seen maybe 3 or 4 home runs. The home run by Charlie White was the first one I personally got to see and call. The 1-2 pitch, high and inside for White. He'll take for a 2-2 count. I guess we've seen a number of home runs here, not all of them in the tournament. I think at least one of them came in the play-in round, the new format that they had this year for the postseason. 2-2 from Boragine. This is low and inside. And Charlie White fights his way back to a full count with a man on at third. Three balls, 2 strikes for Cody Boragine against the DH. Misses low and inside. Ball gets away from Jeremiah Robbins, and a run will come in to score for the Barbers. A walk to Charlie White and a wild pitch will score Sean Murphy from third after his one-out triple.
Number 33,
Barbers will take the 1-0 lead here in the top of the second. First pitch on the inside corner to shortstop Andy Miller, who gets his first at-bat of the ball game. The 0-1 pitch. Squaring to bunt. Miller pops it up to the pitcher. Boragine makes the catch. He plays in center field when he's not on the mound. And he showed off his skills there, sliding to make the catch at first base. Charlie White caught off the bag as he was running on the bunt. And that'll be a double play to end things here in the top of the second. 1-3 the put out for White to wrap it up. And Andy Miller popping up to the pitcher for the second out. Double play to finish it off, but the Barbers get 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning. It's 1-0. Barbers in front of the Mustangs on 541radio.com. The AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament presented by the Cow Creek Tribe.
Years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Back for the bottom of the second, a 1-0 lead now for the Post 6 Barbers in this elimination game. The winner moving on to the championship battle against Eugene coming up today at 1 o'clock. For the Mustangs, to lead things off in the bottom of the second, it's Eli Westrick, the second baseman, will step in. The 0-1 pitch here from Jackson Coons now with a lead to work with. He'll miss just outside for a 1-1 count. Today's game and streaming to the American Legion State Tournament is sponsored by Current Orthodontics. A healthy, attractive smile means confidence inside and out. You can call Dr. Peterson here in Roseburg at 541-672-5721. Pitch low for a 2-1 count. The pitch from Coons, low, make it 3 balls and 1 strike now. Medford, your Area 4 champions this year, rallying back against Roseburg in a doubleheader at U.S. Cellular Field, scoring 5 times in the bottom of the 7th to win, and that kept their hopes of clinching an outright title alive, and it clinched at least a share of the league title in that win in the final day of the final day of the league season for both Roseburg and Medford. That was quite the game I saw. 3-2 pitch, ground ball, left side, gets in for a base hit for Westrick. Eli Westrick will get a single to lead things off here in the second inning for the Mustangs. So both teams go hitless in the first inning, but they both come up with a hit here in the second. 1 on and nobody out. And a visit out to the mound already for Coach Joe Duran to go talk with Jackson Coons, and he'll bring in the entire infield as well, which will give the Mustangs a chance to gather and chat as well. Coverage of the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament is also sponsored by BTB Moving. They provide labor services for your moving needs here in Douglas County and around the state of Oregon. Veteran-owned, affordable, dependable, efficient, and careful with senior and veteran discounts available. You can book now at 541-315-0122 or find them on Facebook at BTB Moving. This Medford team does have a win against the Barbers in the state tournament already, a 10-0 victory. That came back on Sunday. It was the first loss of the tournament for the Barbers. They've rallied back and won their last 2. Medford, that kept them undefeated at the time, and then they would go on to lose to Eugene in a heck of a ball game on Monday night. Scoring to bunt just outside. That'll be ball 1 against Aiden Horsley. I mean, we really have this tournament. If you've been catching any of these games here online, if you've been following the action, this has really been an amazing tournament. The 1-0. Horsley does bunt it, pops it up to the mound on one hop. Coons throws over to first base. Over there, Murphy waiting. Sack bunt for Aiden Horsley. 1-3 the put out. Up to second base goes Eli Westrick with 1 out. Jeremiah Robbins, the catcher, will bat for the Mustangs. That Monday night game, Eugene rallying back down 7-0 to come back and beat Medford 10-9 in a heck of a game. It's a ball into right field. Robbins going opposite field, a single. They're going to wave the runner to the plate. The relay throw will not be in time. We got a tie ball game. Jeremiah Robbins comes up with the RBI single to score Eli Westrick from second base, and Medford will tie it up here in the second. Both teams getting a run across. Still just 1 out for the Barbers. And for Medford coming up, Jace Miller, the third baseman, will stand in. Miller, first pitch, strike one. Oh, 1 pitch for Jackson Coons, who's now given up that 1-run lead. Misses low. A ball and a strike for Jace Miller here. Jace Miller in that 12-inning affair against Roseburg yesterday had a walk in his first at-bat, then finished 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. It's just such a long game. Strike taken. 1-2 count. That game lasting about 3.5 hours, definitely over 3 hours in that game. 12 innings. 16 combined hits. Wasn't a lot of offense. The relief pitchers did an amazing job in that game. It was a 1-2 pitch, grounder towards second base. They flip to second for 1, throw to first, double play. Well, the innings are working out somewhat similarly. Jace Miller will ground into an inning-ending 4-6-3 double play. In the top of the second inning, a base hit, and then a run scored, and then a double play to finish it off. In the bottom of the second inning, a couple of base hits, a run scored, and a double play to finish it off. So far, these two teams mirroring each other. It's 1-1 going to the top of the third. For Medford, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. This is the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by the Cow Creek Tribe.
Josh Nelson from Off the Wall on the Score. When I'm not in the Score Sports Closet, I own and operate BTV Moving here in Roseburg. We are a labor-only company offering services such as packing, unpacking, loading, unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. We pride ourselves on being an affordable, veteran-owned company. Contact us at 541-315-0122 for all your moving needs. That's BTV Moving, 541-315-0122.
Swimming season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Third inning, number 19, Tyler Bickford.
Top of the third inning. A 1-1 ball game in this elimination game, our championship semifinal today. Tyler Bickford will lead things off for the Barbers. Takes the first pitch from Cody Boragine in for strike one. Bo Six takes a 1-0 lead in the top of the second inning, but Medford comes back to tie it up in the bottom of the second. The 0-1 pitch from Boragine hits the outside corner for strike two. Well, last night, the Barbers, they had a standard game, 7-inning contest, but Medford played that 12-inning game against Roseburg yesterday. I'm curious just to see how that plays out. It's the 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed for strike three. Boragine gets the punch out. That's the first strikeout of the game for Cody Boragine. One away for the Barbers. Max Lavey, the 9-hitter, and right fielder. Lavey will stand in. First pitch to the 9-hitter. Strike one as Boragine firing BBs in there at these hitters so far. But you know how tired is Medford after a 12-inning game yesterday and a warm day. How's their pitching staff doing? They only used 3 guys yesterday. It's an 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed for strike two. Boragine, one of their top arms for sure, using him here to try and keep their season going. But for whichever team does make it through this, how are they feeling going into the championship game at 1 o'clock against Eugene? The 0-2 pitch, low and inside for ball one. It'll be those questions that get answered throughout this day for Medford and for the Barbers. 1 ball, 2 strikes here against Lavey. Grounds one towards Ankeny at short, collects it, And over to Douglas for the out. 2 down, back to the top of the order for the Barbers. In a 1-1 ball game here in the top of the third, it's Brandon Cabrera that'll bat. He flew out to the second baseman in shallow center field in his first at-bat of the ball game. The lefty Borgine will come set on the mound with 2 down and nobody on. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. Strike 1 there for Cabrera. Borgine coming out here in the third inning, not messing around. He has attacked that strike zone ferociously, and he'll get another one in for strike 2. I think he has thrown 1 pitch outside the strike zone. Ground ball right side. Second baseman Westrick traveling into right field to get to it, and he will make the play just in time to retire Cabrera. That's 3 up, 3 down here in the third inning for the Barbers. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. To the bottom of the third we go. A 1-1 ball game. Medford coming up to bat with their 8-9-1 hitters here on 541radio.com. Presented by the Cow Creek Tribe.
For the Barbers.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
For the Mustangs to lead off the bottom of the third inning.
Bottom of the third, it'll be the 8-9-1 hitters, Zach Ankeny, Josh Baptiste, and back to the top of the order for Cody Borgine. As the Mustangs try to break a 1-1 tie. This ball well hit here by Ankeny. Got around on it, but a bit too much as he pulls that one foul into the trees down the left field side here at Champion Car Wash Field. It'll be strike 1 for Zach Ankeny. Quick description of the field in case we've got any new viewers for today's broadcast. An 0-1 delivery here from Jackson Coons is fouled back. Everything's artificial turf here at the field. It was remodeled after the 2019 American Legion season and was ready to go for 2020, but got very lightly used because of the pandemic. And getting a full season here in 2021 as the 0-2 pitch. Just outside for Coons, a 1-2 count against Zach Ankeny. 320 down the left and right field lines, 385 to dead center field. Wind usually blows in from left field towards the right field corner or towards the third base dugout or first base dugout as a swing and a miss. Zach Ankeny will go down with the strikeout after belting one deep down the left field side foul. He ends up striking out. Second strikeout of the game for Jackson Coons. One away here in the third for the Mustangs.
Now batting number 25, Josh Baptiste.
Everything's artificial turf. No dirt, no grass anywhere, no red rock or any of that kind of stuff. As a pitch in for a strike against Josh Baptiste, the center fielder. With the field, rave reviews from everybody I've ever talked to. Looks gorgeous as a pitch outside. 1-1 count. Made possible by a lot of community support. They're going to appeal down to first on that check swing, and the first base umpire wasn't even watching for the signal from the home plate umpire. He's talking to first baseman Sean Murphy out there. 1-1 pitch, low. 2 balls and a strike now for Josh Baptiste. The measurements out on the field with The renovation, a little bit more accurate from what I'm told. There's a swing and a miss. Big cut on a breaking ball. Baptiste fooled on that one. But I've been told that, yeah, they moved home plate out from behind, or there from where it was at, as a swing and a miss for strike 3. Second strikeout of the inning for Coons. 2 away for the Mustangs. Top of the order, Cody Borgine
Next
here.
batter, number 14, Cody Borgine.
They moved home plate out just a little bit, reconfigured some of the dimensions here at the field. So from home to the backstop, a little bit larger gap than it was before. First pitch to Borgine, the lefty, backed off the plate by Coons for ball 1. It's always been, though, you know, if a ball gets by here at Champion Car Wash Field, previously known as Legion Field here in Roseburg, it's good for the runners, that's for sure, not for the pitchers. There's a ball slapped back to the mound, fielding off the rubber, throw to first, just in time for Coons, an athletic play by the pitcher. Jackson Coons having to run down the backside of the mound, fielding a ball, bouncing off the turf high over the top of him, fields, and then has to quickly throw to first base to get to Speedy Borgine, and he's able to make the play in time. That'll make it a 1-2-3 inning for the Mustangs. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the top of the 4th inning, still a 1-1 ball game. The Barbers coming up to bat here on 541radio.com. It's the American Legion AAA State Tournament presented by the Cow Creek Tribe.
Years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
This is Josh Nelson from Off the Wall on the Score. When I'm not in the Score Sports Closet, I own and operate BTV Moving here in Roseburg. We are a labor-only company offering services such as packing, unpacking, loading, unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. We pride ourselves on being an affordable, veteran-owned company. Contact us at 541-315-0122 for all your moving needs. That's BTV Moving, 541-315-0122.
Top of the 4th inning, a 1-1 ball game. Kieran McAlpin will lead things off for the Barbers. And he takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Up to 81 degrees here this morning in Roseburg. We haven't even hit 11 o'clock yet. Expecting temperatures right around 100 degrees here in the Umpqua Basin. Is a swing and a miss. No, swing and a foul ball for strike 2 against McAlpin, who's 0 for 1 in the game with a ground out to short his first time up. When things get started, projected to start at 1 o'clock for the championship game this afternoon, expecting low 90s and possibly climbing to the upper 90s by the time we wrap things up. The 0-2 pitch here for McAlpin. Ground ball right side. He went upstairs, chops it into right field for a base knock against Cody Borgine. Borgine leaving a pitch up there. And McAlpin not afraid to go up top. Got on top of that ball and sends it 1 hop into right field.
Now batting number 5.
That's a runner on base for the Barbers. First time here tonight, today I should say, this morning. First time they get the leadoff man on base. First pitch swinging for Stanley Shoppy out to right field. And right by the foul line there to make the play, Darren Marsh for out number 1. Been here at the ballpark for so long. 5th day here at the park, covering games starting sometimes at 10 o'clock and going all the way till 9 o'clock that night. I can't tell you if it's day, night, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever. It's just we're here for baseball and looking forward to it. It's so much fun. Nico Roselle will bat for the Barbers. He takes a strike. Nico Roselle 0 for 1 with a fly ball out to center field in the 2nd inning. His 0-1 pitch, ground ball, first base side foul. 5th day of action, 5th game for both of these teams. The 0-2 pitch. Goes to first, tagged the bag, tried to get the tag at second. Nico Roselle almost into an inning-ending double play, but he'll ground out to first baseman Tanner Douglas. And that moves the runner up to second base. Douglas getting that one right by the bag there, able to step over easily and tag the bag for the out to retire Roselle. But he couldn't get it down to second base to Zach Ankeny for the tag in time. So you've got two away. Man at second base, first pitch, strike one against Sean Murphy, the first baseman. Both teams 3-1, playing their fifth game. They're hoping to play a sixth coming up at 1 o'clock this afternoon. So no 0-1 pitch. Goes low and outside. A 1-1 count for Murphy. Did see Eugene walk by. So the challengers appear to be in the house. So strike across from the lefty to the lefty, hitting the outside corner to Sean Murphy. One-two pitch with two outs. Ooh, just off the mark for ball two. The winner at the end of the day will be headed off to Gillette, Wyoming to go play in the Northwest Regional. The Oregon State champ is playing the Wyoming State champ in that matchup. Ground ball right side goes foul on the 2-2 pitch there for Murphy. Two balls, two strikes. The 2-2. Hard hit out towards right field. Going to carry enough, though, to get out there to Darren Marsh. The outfield for this Medford team, very quick. They get to a lot of balls. And Marsh has no problem getting to that one, which initially looked like it was headed towards the alley for Sean Murphy. No runs come in on one hit for the Barbers. There were no errors for the Mustangs, and one man left on base. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's the American Legion Baseball State Tournament presented by the Cow Creek Tribe on 541radio.com.
At Current Orthodontics, we stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create. A beautiful smile can really make a huge impact in someone's life. Our main goal is we also want you to be able to walk down the street and have your neighbors say, hey, where did you get that great smile? And for you to be able to say, at Current Orthodontics.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Darren Marsh will lead things off. He made the final out there in the top of the fourth. Now steps to the plate to begin things for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the fourth. A 1-1 ball game. A 1-0 pitch from Jackson Coons. Misses outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Darren Marsh struck out looking in the first inning against Coons. Just outside. 3 balls, no strikes. Both pitchers so far have allowed just 2 hits and 1 run. Marsh digs back in. The 3-0 pitch is in at the knees for a called strike. Marsh, Douglas, and Westrick, your 3 hitters due up for the Mustangs here in the fourth inning as they try to break this 1-1 tie. A 3-1 pitch does come in for a strike as Coons battles his way back in. On the mound, Coons tries to battle his way back in. He'll miss just... No, he gets it in for strike 3. Marsh thought it was ball 4 as he glances back to the plate. I thought it was going to be ball 4 as well. It is instead strike 3, and Marsh goes down looking for a second time against Jackson Coons, who has his 4th strikeout of the ball game. 1 away, and it brings up Tanner Douglas. Grounded out to short his first time up. He'll take low and outside for ball 1. Line drive shot this time towards short, and it gets through into left field. Tanner Douglas with a 1-out single. 3rd hit of the game for the Mustangs. Man on at first with 1 down. It brings up the cleanup man, Eli Westrick. Westrick, the winning pitcher in that 12-inning marathon against Roseburg. Came out and mentioned the bullpens did really well in that long game. He pitched 6 1/3 innings. Gave up just 3 hits, but no runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 1 hit batter as he went toe-to-toe with Austin Anderson from Roseburg as the two. They combined to throw 5 straight scoreless innings. Well, Anderson and Westrick combined to throw 4 scoreless innings. Jet Black for Roseburg threw 1 in there as well. Anderson hit his pitch limit. A relief pitcher hit his pitch limit, came out of the game after 7 innings. A throw down to second base. They've got him in a rundown between first and second, and back in safely to second base goes Tanner Douglas. First base. My apologies. Back into first base goes Douglas. It's a 1-1 count at the plate for Eli Westrick. Douglas out there started going to second, throw down by Bickford, right on target. And he put the brakes on. He just stopped running to second, tried to get back to first, and was able to do so successfully. A 1-1 pitch here for Coons. Line drive shot, knocked down at second base, flipped to second for 1, throw to first, double play. Shoppy to Miller to Murphy. A hard hit shot at Stanley Shoppy at second base, went to a knee to knock it down, and was able to stay in front of it. Collects the ball, flipped it to Miller, who quickly throws over to Murphy, and that'll wrap up the bottom of the 4th inning. No runs come in for the Mustangs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We'll head to the top of the 5th, a 1-1 ball game, Medford and the Barbers, here on 541radio.com, presented by the Cow Creek Tribe.
The Mustangs in the 4th inning, no runs.
Years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Come back for the top of the 5th inning, a 1-1 ball game. Charlie White's going to lead it off with a ball over the head of left fielder Aiden Horsley. He can't play it off the wall cleanly, and Charlie White in with a leadoff double for the Barbers here in the 5th inning. White drawing a walk in the 2nd. In his 2nd at-bat of the game, he will find his first hit. It's the 3rd of the game for the Barbers, and they've got a man in scoring position to lead off the 5th inning against Cody Boragine. Winner of this moves on to face Eugene for the state title. Medford trying to keep their hopes of a 7th straight title alive as squaring to bunt. Andy Miller will put it foul down the third base side for strike 1. Medford has won the last 6 straight. Did win 1. Actually, their last state title was in 2019. No state champion in 2020. But in 2019, Medford winning via a ineligible player for the Mid-Valley Southpaws. They had to forfeit the state title, and Medford was your state representative. As a ball flared out towards right field on the run, a great catch by Eli Westrick. The second baseman sprinting into the outfield.
Next batter, number 19,
as Darren Marsh
Tyler
playing deep,
Bickford.
didn't have much of a chance to get to that ball, and Westrick over the shoulder catch had him all twisted up, able to squeeze that ball and haul it in for the out. One away on a ball that looked like it could have possibly gotten Charlie White to third on a bloop single. Miller 0 for 2 in the game now as he flies out there. Tyler Bickford stands in. He struck out his first time, and he swings and misses on the first pitch. The 0-1 pitch. Is outside for a 1-1 count. One, fouled away. Strike 2 for Tyler Bickford. One-two pitch for Boragine against the 8-hitter. Bounces in. 2-2 count out at second base. Charlie White, a nice secondary lead, but he hangs tight at second base as Jeremiah Robbins, the catcher behind the plate for Medford, knocks it down with the chest protector. The 2-2 count. Boragine steps off and looks back. White out at second base. Charlie White out there at second after a leadoff double. He represents the go-ahead run for the Barbers right now here in the top of the fifth. Swinging a foul ball just off the end of his bat on the 2-2 pitch to Tyler Bickford. So the winner of this matchup would go on to face Eugene, and again, the Oregon State champ will be decided between Eugene and whoever wins this game. Then they move on to Gillette, Wyoming, where they will face the Wyoming State champion on August 4th. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled back again, and we'll do it again. Two count. The runner going, the pitch inside, throw down to third. They got him. And Charlie White will get thrown out trying to steal third base. The go-ahead runner cut down on the base paths. A 3-2 count at the plate for Tyler Bickford. An absolute strike thrown by Jeremiah Robbins down to Jace Miller for the tag. 2 down, Bickford, 3-2 pitch. Takes outside for ball 4. So runner on at first base, 2 down. And the 9-hitter Max Levy will bat.
Number 3, Max Levy.
For Cody Boragine, that is the second walk he has issued in the ballgame. 2 walks, 1 strikeout for him through 4 2/3 innings worked. First pitch swinging for Levy, back to the mound. Boragine fielding off the rubber. Fires over to Tanner Douglas. And he will get Max Levy for the final out. So the Barbers get a leadoff double, can't cash in on it, and they will have no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. Go to the bottom of the 5th. Still a 1-1 ball game between the Post 6 Barbers out of the Portland metropolitan area and the Medford Lithia Dodge Mustangs here on 541radio.com, presented by the Cow Creek Tribe.
Josh Nelson from Off the Wall on the Score. When I'm not in the Score Sports Closet, I own and operate BTV Moving here in Roseburg. We are a labor-only company offering services such as packing, unpacking, loading, unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. We pride ourselves on being an affordable, veteran-owned company. Contact us at 541-315-0122 for all your moving needs. That's BTV Moving, 541-315-0122.
Swimming season is finally here. But remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Going to the bottom of the fifth, Medford, the designated home team after the coin flip last night, step up to the plate. Aiden Horsley, Jeremiah Robbins, and Jace Miller, your three hitters, due up against Jackson Coons, the lefty. It's a swing and a miss on the first pitch of the bottom of the fifth. Aiden Horsley laid down a sac bunt in the second in his only at-bat so far. Already a nice glistening of perspiration here in the press box today. Oh, boy. Mother Nature couldn't give us a break. She had to bring us another heat spell coming through for this tournament here, but it's going to be hot pretty much anywhere. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Aiden Horsley, the left fielder, goes down with the strikeout. That is the fifth strikeout of the ball game for Jackson Coons. One down here in the bottom of the fifth. Neither team has had any action in the bullpen from what I've seen. Both starting pitchers have been looking pretty good. 1 run, 3 hits for both teams. First pitch bounces into Jeremiah Robbins, the catcher, for ball 1. Robbins is 1 for 1 in this game with an RBI single in the second. The 1-0 pitch hits the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Robbins hit a ball opposite field. He'll go towards center field this time on the 1-1 pitch. Flies one out to the center fielder, Brandon Cabrera, who makes the catch. That retires Jeremiah Robbins for the second out. 2 down here in the bottom of the fifth, and it brings up Jace Miller. Miller grounded into an inning double play in the second. He'll take a pitch in the dirt for ball 1. This season, Medford does have 2 wins against the Barbers. They won 10-0 here in the tournament on Sunday against the Barbers. As a 1-0 pitch, belted out to left field. Well hit, that one off the wall. Fielded out there by McAlpin. A stand-up 2-out double for Jace Miller.
Next batter, number 16.
That is
Anthony.
The first extra base hit for the Mustangs in today's contest against Jackson Coons. Puts a runner in scoring position with 2 down as Medford threatens. Zach Ankeny to the plate. He struck out swinging in the third. Coons' first pitch, swung on and missed. So Medford has 1 win in the tournament. Their other win against the Barbers came back on June 20th. An 11-6 win for the Mustangs in that contest. The 0-1 pitch here for the Barbers. Pitch in the dirt, knocked down, up to third base. Now 90 feet from home, Jace Miller. Opportunistic. The wild pitch moves him a little bit closer to scoring the go-ahead run for the Mustangs. 1-1 pitch coming up. Bounces in again. It gets away from Bickford, and Medford takes a 2-1 lead. Back-to-back wild pitches scored. Jace Miller from second after his 2-out double. And the Mustangs will take the lead in this tightly contested ball game here. There's not been a lot of give and take from either of these two teams. It's a 2-1 pitch. And Ankeny flies one out to shallow left field. The shortstop, Andy Miller, going out. One pitch too late for the Barbers. And Zach Ankeny will fly out to the shortstop to finish off the bottom of the fifth. But back-to-back wild pitches scored. Jace Miller, after his 2-out double, got him on base. Medford leads 2-1 as we go to the top of the sixth inning. This is the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament on 541radio.com. Presented by the Cow Creek Tribe.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Well, we welcome you back here for the top of the sixth inning. After the first five, it is 2-1 Medford. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for the Barbers. 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors for the Mustangs. Top of the order to lead things off for post 6. Brandon Cabrera will lead it off. He is 0 for 2 in the game. First pitch swinging, lifts it out to center field. Right to Josh Baptiste for the first out of the sixth. 1 away. Streaming coverage of the AAA American Legion State Tournament is sponsored by Current Orthodontics. A healthy, attractive smile means confidence inside and out. Call Dr. Peterson here in Roseburg at 541-672-5721. 1 away on 1 pitch for Cody Boragine. You got to love those outs if you're the coaching staff, keeping track of the pitching numbers. Strike in against Kieran McAlpin. Pitch count, such a big thing here in the tournament. All determining on how soon guys can come back around to pitch for you. As a strike 2 pitch across for Boragine. Also, how long a guy can go. Boragine's been pretty efficient, which means he can pitch longer as long as he's having success. Check swing, foul ball. McAlpin stays alive. Boragine at 59 pitches, it looks like, so far as he gets into the sixth inning. The 0-2 pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. 2 away.
The next batter, number 5, Stanley Shoppy.
Looks like Boragine might have started this sixth inning with 59 pitches, maybe. I'm not sure if they're updating it through the inning or not. First pitch now to Stanley Shoppy in for strike 1. Just 2 strikeouts in the game for Cody Boragine. But he now with a lead, a 1-run lead, seems to be inspired out there, but he'll give up a single to center field with 2 outs. Stanley Shoppy will get on base with a 2-out single, right back up the middle. First time on base for Shoppy here tonight. This morning, still only 11 o'clock. Feels like it should be late in the afternoon with how warm it already is. 1 on, 2 down. Medford had a 2-out rally in the bottom of the 5th to score the go-ahead run. Can the Barbers respond? It's a pickoff throw to first base. Back in goes Shoppy. We got lefties on the mound for both sides, and that is the first time I've seen a pickoff throw to first. Seems like lefties like to throw over there a little bit more. Haven't been a ton of base runners either, so that could be part of it. in the dirt for ball one against Nico Roselle, who's 0 for 2. Barbers have a triple and a double in this ball game. With that single there by Stanley Shoppy, they now have 4 hits. So Roselle will chop one towards first base. Drifting back, Tanner Douglas race to the bag, and he'll beat it out the runner by just a hair. Nico Roselle goes sliding in, trying to tag the bag, and Douglas just with his long frame stretching to get his toe on the pillow before Nico Roselle. If he had been a couple inches shorter, he may not have gotten that bounding ground ball towards first base. So the Barbers get a runner on with 2 outs, but can't do anything. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. Go to the bottom of the 6th, Medford leading 2-1 against the Barbers, looking for insurance here on 541radio.com. This is the AAA American Legion State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by the Cow Creek Tribe.
Years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
This is Josh Nelson from Off the Wall on the Score. When I'm not in the Score Sports Closet, I own and operate BTV Moving here in Roseburg. We are a labor-only company offering services such as packing, unpacking, loading, unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. We pride ourselves on being an affordable, veteran-owned company. Contact us at 541-315-0122 for all your moving needs. That's BTV Moving, 541-315-0122.
Josh Baptiste will lead things off for the Medford Mustangs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He takes strike 1 from Jackson Coons and gets a swing and a miss for strike 2 as Coons into his 6th inning of work. Looks like some action coming back from the bullpen for the Mustangs as they try to stay ever vigilant. They're 3 outs away from moving on to face Eugene. Pitch outside for Coons. 1 ball, 2 strikes against Josh Baptiste. Baptiste struck out swinging in the 3rd inning. Just his 2nd at-bat in this ballgame. Both pitchers have been extremely efficient and have limited anything the other side is doing. It's a ground ball foul down to the third base dugout for the Barbers. One-two pitch. Baptiste waits. Out of the windup to lefty, Coons. Ground ball to second base. Shoppy charging in. Easy play over to first base for the first out. 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Top of the order, Cody Borgine, the pitcher, will dig in. 4 hits for either side in this one so far. It's a 2-1 ball game in favor of Medford. This is just the start of the 3rd time through the lineup for the Mustangs. Borgine squaring to bunt, puts it foul down the third base side for strike 1. The Barbers, they started their 3rd time through the lineup in the top of the 6th inning. So both teams about the same spot. Both pitchers just barely facing much over the minimum as a strike in on the 0-1. In fact, if this could be a 1-2-3 inning for Coons here, he's faced just 2 over the minimum. Pitch low and outside, a ball and 2 strikes. Yeah. Coons is pitching a pretty stinking good game, but a double and a couple of wild pitches for him in the 5th inning gives up the lead. The 1-2 pitch back to the mound goes by. Up the middle, the shortstop gets it on the other side of second, makes the throw to first, but not in time. Borgine, quick down the line, beats out the throw from Andy Miller, who makes a heck of a play. That ball bounding up the middle goes on the second base side of second base. But the shortstop, Andy Miller, sliding to get to it, in front of his second baseman, Stanley Shoppy. Gets up to his feet, spins, and throws to first, just not in time to get Borgine, who is always quick and a left-handed batter, gets down that line fast. First pitch low for ball 1 to Darren Marsh. Last time at the plate, Marsh struck out looking on a pitch he did not think was strike 3. He thought it was ball 4. His 1-0 pitch, he'll take for strike 1. Marsh has struck out twice, both times looking. The 1-1 count. Coons will pick off, throw to first. And again, we've got 2 lefties out there. And lefties have that natural ability to be able to throw over to first a lot easier than a right-handed pitcher. We have not seen much of it here today from either lefty. The 1-1 fouled back for strike 2 against Marsh. It's a 1-2 count here for Darren Marsh, the right fielder for the Mustangs. Bottom of the 6th inning, a 2-1 lead in favor of Medford. Coons will come set, the left-hander. Hands were set at the belly button, throws over to first base though. Quick step off and throw. Cody Borgine will retake his lead, staring in out of the stretch here for Coons. Line drive shot, gets into center field for Darren Marsh, who will have his first hit of the morning. Back-to-back singles.
Number 29, Tanner Douglas.
Darren Marsh on base for the first time. Cody Borgine to second. 2 on, 1 away. And they are sticking with Jackson Coons here. I mean, he has pitched a brilliant ball game so far. But is he starting to fatigue in this morning heat? And on the 5th day of the tournament, they'll bring in the entire infield to talk here as Joe Duran heads out to the mound. Gives us a second here to remind you that streaming coverage of the AAA American Legion Baseball State Tournament is sponsored by BTB Moving, providing labor services for your moving needs here in Douglas County and around the state of Oregon. So whether you live in the Portland metropolitan area or maybe down in Medford or anywhere in between, they can take care of you. They're veteran-owned, affordable, dependable, efficient, careful. With senior and veteran discounts available, you can book now at 541-315-0122 or find them on Facebook at BTB Moving. Tanner Douglas was the hero yesterday for the Mustangs with an RBI single to right field to drive in Darren Marsh to give Medford a 6-5 win against Roseburg in 12 innings. He'll take low and inside for ball 1 on the first pitch from Jackson Coons. And now maybe some action getting going in the bullpen for the Barbers, or maybe just somebody getting loose, warming up by running down the line. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball, inside corner for a strike. Yeah, you got somebody running down the line there, just stretching out the legs for the Barbers. That is Grant Coons. The 1-1 pitch from Jackson Coons is low and inside. 2 balls and a strike against Tanner Douglas. Two-one pitch. With runners at first and second, that ball lofted in the air out towards left field. Going out is Miller, but coming in, the left fielder, Kieran McAlpin, calls off Andy Miller, the shortstop, for the catch.
The next batter, number 37,
second out, a big one there for the Barbers, with runners at first and second. And now the cleanup hitter, Eli Westrick, coming up to bat. Westrick is 1 for 2 in the game. A single back in the second inning for him. He scored the first run of the game for the Mustangs to tie up the ball game. Westrick will step in. Jackson Coons, the lefty, trying to get him through the bottom of the 6th here. Strike 1 taken by Westrick. And then in the top of the 7th inning, it'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters coming up for the Barbers, trying to get at least one run and keep the game going. The 0-1 pitch here for Coons. Just off the edge. The lefty missing outside against a right-handed batter. 1-1, evens up the count. So some of the big hitters coming up for the Barbers in the top of the 7th. They'll be hoping that they get the big bats out. The 1-1 pitch, high and away. Back pick down to first. What a play by Sean Murphy, down there. The throw by Tyler Bickford, not quite on target, bounces in. Might have had a chance to get Darren Marsh out there if it had been a good throw, but Murphy out there did everything he could to knock that ball down and not let it get into right field, which is a big play there. 2 balls and a strike here for Westrick. High and away again, 3 balls and a strike. A walk would load him up with 2 outs here in the 6th. Aiden Horsley waits on deck. Horsley is 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a sac bunt. So they may be thinking we can be careful against Westrick. We'd be okay facing Horsley, but much like the lineup card for the Barbers, which always seems to have a lot of big bats, Medford's always got a lot of tough outs in their lineup card as well. My normal gig during the summer covering Roseburg Dr. Stewart's baseball here locally on the radio station and streaming online. But these are 2 teams that we see quite a bit of. Medford obviously a league opponent, and the Barbers a common opponent for the Docs throughout the summer usually as well. 3-1 pitch misses by millimeters. Eli Westrick, patient at the plate, lets that go by. That is ball 4. Loads up the bases. And for Jackson Coons, that is his first walk of the game. We'll bring up Aiden Horsley, a chance to try and stretch out the lead a little bit for Medford here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. They lead 2-1, bases loaded, and their 5-hitter at the plate, Aiden Horsley, the left fielder. First pitch for Jackson Coons, high and away for ball 1. Both these teams trying to play a second game coming up at 1 o'clock against the Eugene Challengers. A 1-0 delivery coming up for Horsley. He swings and misses for strike 1. One ball, 1 strike. Ground ball left side. Shortstop goes to first. Andy Miller's throw not in time. He made the only play he could. With the bases loaded, tries to get the out at first, and Horsley will beat it out. An infield RBI single for Aiden Horsley. And Medford will stretch the lead to 3-1. And the bases stay loaded with 2 outs here in the 6th.
Next batter, number 10, Jeremiah Robbins.
Scoring is Cody Boragine.
So you told him to do that?
Darren Marsh goes to 3rd. Eli Westrick to 2nd. Horsley on at 1st. With 2 down, the first pitch to Jeremiah Robbins is line foul down the 3rd base side. Out there, Nico Roselle, the 3rd baseman, tried to get to that ground ball, and Andy Miller did. If Nico Roselle had gotten to 3rd, they could have possibly tried to get the force out at 3rd. But unfortunately, out of position, nobody covering 3rd base for that force out play there on that last ball hit by Aiden Horsley. So the only option that Miller had was to try from deep in the hole, back there by 3rd, throw all the way across his body back to first base for the out, and just really no chance to try and get Horsley, who had beaten out the throw by a bit. The 1-1 pitch in for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes against Jeremiah Robbins, who's 1 for 2 in the game with an RBI single in the 2nd. One ball, 2 strikes for Jackson Coons. Bases loaded with 2 down. Gets a fly ball towards right field. Max Levy makes the catch. It gets the Barbers out of things here in the 6th. But once again, it comes one batter too late. 1 run in on 3 hits in the 6th inning for the Mustangs. No errors and 3 men left on base. We will go to the top of the 7th. It's a 3-1 lead in favor of Medford. They are 3 outs away from securing a berth against Eugene in the state championship game coming up at 1 o'clock. This is the AAA State Tournament on 541radio.com, presented by the Cow Creek Tribe.
At Kern Orthodontics, we stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create. A beautiful smile can really make a huge impact in someone's life. Our main goal is we also want you to be able to walk down the street and have your neighbors say, hey, where did you get that great smile? And for you to be able to say, at Kern Orthodontics.
I am a nurse.
A firefighter.
A college student.
A mother.
And I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready.
For every storm.
And disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors.
My family.
And my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
We go to the top of the 7th. Final 3 outs of the season for the Post 6 Barbers unless they can get 2 runs on the board and tie this one up against Medford. They trail 3-1. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for the Barbers. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Mustangs. It's Cody Borgine trying to go for a complete game victory here. And if he can, it'll be a huge boost. What he's already done is a huge boost to Medford if they do play again today. He is saving the bullpen for the challengers coming up at 1 o'clock if Medford can advance. The first pitch, Borgine gets a ground ball out of Sean Murphy towards second base. The throw to first, not in time. We got some drama. Eli Westrick charging in on a slow roller towards second base. He got that one just in front of that green turf representing your infield grass. And Westrick making a throw to first, didn't get a lot of zip on it, and that allows Sean Murphy to get in with his second hit of the game. A runner on at first brings a game-tying run to the plate. Charlie White had a home run yesterday in similar conditions. The wind just barely picking up here in the top of the 7th, and he swings and fouls off a pitch for strike 1. Charlie White yesterday, a second inning solo homer over the left field fence, probably hit at about 330. When the wind is blowing in, it's hard to get it out that direction. Wind not really picking up right now, the 0-1. He gets a line drive shot, goes right to center fielder Josh Baptiste, though, for out number 1. Hard hit ball, but goes right to dead center field for the out.
Next batter, number 33, Andy Miller.
1 down. 1 on. Andy Miller will bat. So those were the 2 big hitters in the lineup coming up here this inning for the Barbers. There's a strike in against Andy Miller from Cody Borgine. Murphy now 2 for 3 in the game. He had a triple in his first at-bat. Charlie White is now 1 for 2 on the day. He had a double in his second at-bat of the day. Reaching for a ball, Miller grounds it towards shortstop Ankeny. He goes to second for 1. The relay to first not in time. Medford will get the leadoff man, Zach Ankeny to Eli Westrick for the second out, and Andy Miller will beat out a fielder's choice. And the Barbers are down to their final out here, and we are closing in on a possible rematch of one of the better games in the tournament between Eugene and Medford for the state title. An all-Area 4 championship game could be on the horizon. With 2 down, 1 on, Tyler Bickford bats, and he takes on the outside corner for strike 1. Bickford 0 for 1 in the game, a strikeout and a walk. Cody Borgine on the mound. Just getting into 70 pitches in this game. An extremely efficient day for him. And he'll hit strike 2. Cody Boragine, one strike away now from wrapping it up for Medford. The 0-2 pitch coming up. Boragine delivers low and inside, and it rolls away from the catcher, Jeremiah Robbins. It rolled up his leg, down it, and then off his foot, and he didn't know exactly where it was. Could have maybe been enough time for Miller to go down to second, but didn't want to risk it. Had no clue how long it would take for Robbins to get that ball. A 1-2 pitch for Boragine. Pickoff throw to first. Not quite there. At first base, swiping at the tag, Tanner Douglas. From where I said, I wasn't even sure if he got him at all with the tag, but the throw was a very good one from Boragine there. Almost got Andy Miller flat-footed. At the plate, a 1-2 count for Tyler Bickford. The pitch. Swung on and missed, and Medford's heading back to the title game. A great pitching duel between these two ball clubs, but it's Medford and Cody Boragine that come out on top. A 3-1 win over the Post 6 Barbers, and Medford will have a chance to win a 7th straight state title. All they have to do is defeat Eugene coming up in the title matchup at 1 o'clock. Congratulations to the Post 6 Barbers on their best postseason since 2017. They will finish out going 3-2 in the tournament. They are 32-11 on the season. A great year for the Barbers, but they fall just short of their ultimate goal. For the Mustangs, they go to 44-12 on the year, and they will face the Eugene Challengers at 1 o'clock for our state title game. We got about an hour and a half before that game. We'll do a quick post-game show, and we will come back to wrap things up for you. This is Doc's Baseball. Excuse me. That is absolutely the reaction in my brain on doing games. It's not Doc's Baseball. This is the American Legion AAA State Tournament. Just reflex there. It's the AAA State Tournament. Final score. The Medford Mustangs able to get the win. 3-1 on top of the the Post 6 Barbers. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for the Barbers. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Mustangs. We'll come back and recap it all for you. It's the AAA State Tournament here on 541radio.com, presented by the Cow Creek Tribe.
Years before county boundaries were drawn, the Cow Creek Umpqua tribe lived on Southern Oregon lands. The Cow Creek were known then for their sense of community. They still are. Today, the success of their world-class casino resort and other Cow Creek businesses benefit our communities. The Cow Creek Foundation has given over $20 million to Southern Oregon charities. The Cow Creek Umpqua tribe, a Southern Oregon tribe and a giving people.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Welcome you back here to Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field as we wrap up Medford's win in this championship semifinal. They move on to take on Eugene in the championship game coming up at 1 o'clock this afternoon here in Roseburg. Final numbers again, 1 run on 5 hits, no errors for the Barbers. They left 4 men stranded on base. For Medford, 3 runs, 7 hits. There were no errors and 3 men left on base. Getting the win will be Cody Boragine. Boragine pitching a complete game here. He goes 7 innings, gave up 5 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts for him. And he finished with 77 pitches over 7 innings. What a performance. As he doesn't even go through the lineup 3 times in this game. What a game for Cody Boragine. Same could be said on the other side for the losing pitcher, unfortunately. Jackson Coons pitched a heck of a game as well. 6 innings, gave up 7 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. But a couple of wild pitches proved costly in the 5th inning. And in the 6th inning, Medford, the 3rd time through, able to get string together a few hits along with the 1 walk in there as they added an insurance run. Jackson Coons takes the loss. He finished with 89 pitches through 6 innings. So he had a very efficient game as well. A very well-pitched game, very well defensively played game. Both teams without an error. And, boy, that is just a well-executed game all around. Tight one as well, so very entertaining. And congratulations to the Medford Mustangs as they move on to take on the Eugene Challengers in the championship game coming up at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Medford lost to Eugene back on Monday 10-9 in a game that Eugene rallied their way back. They were down 7-0 at one point. Got a couple of runs. They were down 9-3. They scored 6 to be able to then turn around and tie the game and win it in the bottom of the 7th on a walk-off hit. The Eugene Challengers won that game 10-9 to stay undefeated in the tournament. And now the 2 teams will square off again coming up at 1. And that should be a fun battle between 2 very familiar Area 4 teams against each other. Taking a look at some of the offensive numbers here for the Barbers. 5 hits in this ball game. Kieran McAlpin was 1 for 3. Stanley Shoppy 1 for 3. 2 for 3 was Sean Murphy. 1 for 2, Charlie White with a double. And those are all of your hits in the games for the Barbers. On the other side for the Mustangs, 7 hits. Cody Boragine 1 for 3. Darren Marsh 1 for 3. Tanner Douglas 1 for 3. Eli Westrick 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. Aiden Horsley 1 for 2 with a sac bunt and an RBI single. Jeremiah Robbins 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Jace Miller 1 for 2 with a double. And so the top 7 hitters in the lineup for the Mustangs all getting hits in this ball game. Medford moving on, and they will take on Eugene. We'll put together all the information and get ready for our second broadcast of the day. Congratulations once again to the Post 6 Barbers on their best postseason since 2017 when they finished 3rd in the bracket. They will finish 3rd again here in 2021. They finish out the season 33-11. Medford goes to 44-12, and they get ready to take on the Challengers. Should be a good game coming up, so stick around for that. We will get the broadcast for those that are watching on 541radio.com. We'll get the broadcast embedded there. We were waiting to find out who the Challengers were facing, and now we will go and get the broadcast all set up and ready to go for that 1 o'clock start time. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, just go back to the channel there and 1490 The Score, and you'll be able to find the new broadcast all set up and ready to go here in just a little bit. So check that out here coming up. 1 run in the top of the 2nd gave the Barbers a 1-0 lead, but Medford tied it up in the bottom of the 2nd. They added a run in the 5th and 1 in the 6th, and they take the 3-1 win over the Barbers, who finish out their season in 2021. Medford moves on to play 1 more game, with the winner moving on to Gillette, Wyoming for the Northwest Regional starting August 4th. We'll have plenty to talk about when we get back together coming up just before 1 o'clock. About an hour and 20 minutes from now, we'll get the next broadcast started. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and following today's ball game.
541radio.com.
You can follow the next one with us here on 541radio.com. And coverage of the Oregon State Tournament is presented by the Cow Creek Tribe with sponsorship from Current Orthodontics and BTB Moving. Our coverage will continue with Medford and Eugene coming up at 1 o'clock. Remember to check out 541radio.com for updates on the tournament bracket. Have a great afternoon, everybody. We'll talk to you again here soon on 541radio.com.